What is up, guys? A very good morning and welcome back to another daily market outlook. It is Fabio here and we're going to kick it off with EURUSD. So EURUSD is still bearish. Overall, as we can see, we had that massive impulse in towards the downside. Now, obviously, we're getting that correction in towards the upside. As we can see, it is a very corrective ascending correction, so there's not a lot of momentum in towards the upside, and since last week we have now seen a change of character in towards the downside, indicating that we're now bearish from this high in towards this low. So the change of character, or the fractal structure, is now bearish and in line with the overall swing structure. So for the rest, obviously we're still stuck inside of this area of supply and we're respecting this trend line for now. So I'm definitely looking for some further downside on euro dollar for the rest of this week / today. Potentially we could still push up one more time, because at the moment it does seem like we're consolidating, and maybe we will push up and grab liquidity above this high and then, for example, see that sell off. But I would already be happy if the 15-minute aligns with taking a 15-minute short from this area of supply. What I will be doing is I'll be keeping an eye out to see how we react to this area of demand over here. So going in towards the 15, we did in fact see kind of like this break of structure in towards the downside over here. So after that, what happens? We pull back in towards this supply wick, and now we're seeing a change of character form potentially on the, or when we break this low over here, excuse me. So once we break this low over here, then I would have more trust in potentially pulling back, boom, 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 like this. So obviously at the time of recording, I don't know if we're going to break that low, but if we do, and preferably with our candle close, then we could look for some shorts from that area of supply. But I will be looking for a confirmation entry, so looking for another change of character once we get in there, just to make sure, because it's Monday and I'd rather play it safe on Monday, that this really is an area of valid supply. So that is that for your dollar. Do keep in mind though, there is still some liquidity resting above this high, which we could still pull up into. But obviously the 4 hours now looking good with a change of character right over here. So moving on in towards the dollar index. So the dollar index as of now, what are we seeing? We've pulled back in towards the lower area, or the lower boundary, let's call it that way, of this descending channel. As we can see, we're currently inside of this area of demand after tapping in towards this area of demand, which is both 4 hour and daily demand. So after that, we've now seen a change of character in towards the highs, kind of breaking this internal structure over here. Let's put it that way. Now pulling back in towards this sell before the buy. So it does look good to continue up higher over here, the dollar index. Obviously we are bullish looking at this big impulse. Now obviously the correction, so looking for that further upside momentum to start kicking in. So that is the dollar index for you. Now moving onwards in towards Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar has also been moving pretty consolidative. As we can see over here, what we had on Friday was pretty much grabbing the liquidity above this high. So it did, or would have made sense for Aussie dollar to start pushing down lower. The only thing is, or that really didn't happen, is let's say the overall order flow shifting. So what we can see is that overall this demand chain has now held. So first of all, we had this sell before the buy, we dip back in and we continue up higher. Then again, sell before the buy, we dip back in and move back higher. So now this is your sell before the buy. So what I'll be doing with Aussie dollar is I'll definitely be waiting for this area of demand to get broken, then look for the pullback and then for that potential entry, because now we have moved in towards this buy before the sell-off, grab the liquidity. So that is what I'm looking for on Tuesday, a little bit early still in my opinion for some shorts. Obviously, you can also refine the supply zone to, let's say, the extreme over here. But if we do, or if we do want like that optimal entry, then I would preferably want to see already a bearish reaction from here to really indicate that this is a strong area of supply. And next to that, this is also a strong area of support and resistance. And this could be kind of like that break, fake out, or like that fake out break, you know, like a lot of people now looking for the retest to go long. So what would be nice is to at least break this low. This is your change of character low over here, and then look for that short. So now moving onwards in towards pound dollar. So pound dollar over here is stuck inside supply. Obviously last week when I did my last market outlook, it was on Wednesday. So over here we were reacting to this supply zone. Obviously, I didn't really have faith in that supply zone because there was so much liquidity resting above these highs. And as we can see, we've then pushed up higher in towards that supply zone, grabbing liquidity above here. So I'm definitely looking for that potential short play, but for that, very similar to Aussie dollar, we need to break this low over here and then look for that shorts. So that's that, because otherwise what could just happen is that we again push up a little bit higher, grab the liquidity, and then, for example, see that real dump in towards the downside commence. Overall, kind of like this is the overall buy up before the sell. So if we do move up higher, definitely look for a short from there. Otherwise, if we do start pushing down lower, then just wait for that change of character and look for that short. Now, NZDUSD, what are we seeing over there? So NZDUSD has tapped in towards this overall buy before the sell with absolute perfection. So now looking again very similar to pound dollar and Aussie dollar, looking for that change of character and then that potential short. Until then, obviously this is demand, so it could just continue up higher. Yeah, pretty much that. Overall price action obviously is ascending corrective. We're just moving like this, squeezing towards the highs, not a lot of bullish momentum. So what I'm kind of looking at is something like this, where you get that, again, that descending corrective price action, and then we have the ascending corrective price action. So descending corrective price action, push up, ascending correction, push down is what we're kind of looking for. Those are the, let's call it, vibes. But obviously you never know when it's really going to stop, right? Because over here it was also descending corrective, then it continued up higher, but over here it was also ascending corrective, but it continued again for a very long period of time. So there's no guarantee when we're going to drop, or even if we're going to drop, but obviously looking at change of characters and breaks of, for example, this area of demand, if we break that, then obviously there's a very high probability of us continuing down lower. Now last pair, which is gold. So what is on with gold? Gold is kind of stuck inside this range between this supply zone and this demand zone. Obviously we moved up higher from this demand zone, which I was looking for on Wednesday. So a nice long play you could have taken from around 23.10 all the way up in towards around 23.50. Now, yeah, gold is a little bit stuck inside this range. We've now seen again a bearish change of character after breaking this low. So this is now your protected high. Yeah, I mean, let's just wait and see on gold. As we can see, it's just stuck over here. So if we do break this high, maybe I'll look for a long, because I am looking for fundamentally higher moves on gold. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic day, and we'll speak soon. Thanks.